Thank you very much, Mr. Banerjee. Always a pleasure to be a part of CII's various initiatives, and I compliment you for this very important India Services Conclave 2021, particularly the way you have positioned it to discuss the future of digital services in the world. Because in this globalized world, in any case, we are all looking at working together with each other, expanding the boundaries of our world, aiming for much, much larger horizons. And I think CII, in its various initiatives, certainly presents the world what India truly reflects. Congratulations to you. My colleague, the Honorable Minister from Uganda, Honorable Minister Ms. Amelia Kayambade, Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, my very good friend and someone whom I look upon as a champion of globalization and who has always, both with his very soft and friendly nature and with his firm determination, provided a platform for industry, for businesses, for services around the world to engage with each other, to expand the frontiers of our knowledge, expand the work that we do internationally. Mr. Borje Brende, the President of the World Economic Forum, Ms. Shobna Kamineni, the past President of CII and Chairperson of the National Council on Services, also Executive Vice Chairperson of Apollo Hospitals Limited, and all the other distinguished participants in this very important conclave. Namaskar. We are, of course, as Borges said, meeting at the cusp of 1 year since India started the lockdown 1 year ago. 24th of March 2020 was when the lockdown was initiated, and how time flies. A year has gone by. The world grappled with uncertainties, but the world came out strong, supporting each other, working in the true spirit of friendship and togetherness. And I'm delighted that through the last 1 year, while India, of course, has demonstrated tremendous resilience and success in our fight against the pandemic, in our ability to keep mortality rates very low, to ensure the well-being of over 1.3 billion people, which was by itself, given the density of population, given the low prosperity levels of our large mass of people, was something that the entire world was worried about and was very concerned whether India will be able to handle a pandemic of this nature. But under Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's visionary leadership, direction and guidance, I'm delighted that India has been actually leading from the front. We have scaled up our infrastructure to be able to meet the COVID-19 challenge, be it testing, be it our ability to enforce one of the strictest lockdown in the world, be it our ability to manufacture products which hitherto were only imported, personal protective equipment, ventilators, testing kits, all in such significant numbers that today we are supporting the other parts of the world with our products. India demonstrated international friendship, but also earned goodwill across the world through our very willing supply of medicines when they were needed the most, of vaccines when they are needed the most. And in a true sense, Prime Minister Modi has through his various engagements, and I was informed today that through the last 1 year, the Honorable Prime Minister of India has had 110 engagements with world leaders. 110 just in this short span of time. So effectively, through the COVID period, he's been working probably 3x of what was already a very grueling schedule that he used to run, and has been talking to industry, talking to international leaders, talking to our own people in India from time to time, giving encouragement and also guiding the nation to face this pandemic, helping the world to overcome the negative impacts of this pandemic. In this same thread, I would like to share with you that as soon as the lockdown was initiated a year ago, we quickly reoriented our business practices in India. So much so that in the services sector, not for a single day did India let down any of our international clients for the commitments both to service, standards of service, quality of service that we have signed up with around the world, but also in terms of scale of service. So through the pandemic and including the lockdown period, we ensured whether it was work from home, whether equipment needed to move home, whether digital lines need to be set up overnight to people's homes, which are otherwise normally at the office, where broadband had to be given, bandwidth had to be expanded, whatever needed to be done. But India kept up its commitments to the rest of the world in the services sector, in the digital engagements. And I believe that the goodwill that this has generated for our Indian businesses around the world will hold us in good stead in the years to come. In fact, other than tourism and hospitality, two services sectors where the entire world took a hit, and so did India, with international travel and vacationing down, business travel also down. Clearly, these are two sectors where we did take a hit. But other than that, we'll probably close the year with 90% of our services export worldwide vis-a-vis what we did in the previous year. Similarly, on the export of trades front, even though this is not a part of this conference, I'm happy to share with you that we will be almost getting back to the level of trade in goods that we did last year, possibly a 8-10% shortage. That's all. And given the ramifications of the pandemic, both in India and internationally, the fact that large parts of the world are even today under lockdown, the fact that we had an almost 3-month lockdown, the fact that throughout the world at different times, different countries have had lockdowns, shipping freight rates are high, containers are in short supply. Given all of these, the fact that we would be at 90-92% level, both in goods and services as a nation, will show to everybody that India is a trusted partner and India is ready to serve, ready and willing to pick up the gauntlet in the most adverse situations and challenges. And I think this will be the base, coupled with several reform measures initiated, converting the COVID crisis into an opportunity. India has done significant reform in several areas, be it banking, be it financial sector, mining, be it our agriculture sector, be it the labor laws. In a number of ways, we have opened up our economy. We are looking at a self-reliant, self-resilient, and a confident India, which will engage with the world in the days and months going forward. In fact, against a $200 billion digital ecosystem in India today, we have a $1 trillion ambition, which is a 5x growth going forward. And we do believe that given the way we are reorienting our comparative advantages in the digital space, we can achieve an 800 to $1,000 billion economy very, very quickly. In fact, it reminds me of Michael Porter's competitive advantages, the strategy of competitive advantages. And the way he had identified that ultimately it is cost leadership strategy, basically a no-frills cost strategy and a differentiation strategy, which will help to create uniquely desirable goods and services. And that is what India is focusing on. My previous speaker spoke about artificial intelligence, 3D manufacturing, Internet of Things or blockchain technologies. India is trying to prepare that ecosystem within the country so that given our cost leadership, given the high skill levels our young boys and girls possess, given the inquisitive nature of a typical Indian young person wanting to experiment with the unknown, we believe with a no-frills cost structure, India will be a competitive advantage to other nations when it comes to digital engagement. Our strategy is to differentiate the offerings that India gives, both in terms of quality and cost, so that we can truly offer specialized services in niche markets to the rest of the world. Cybersecurity is another area we are very much focused on, and we are preparing the nation to see how we can invite high-tech industry to come and engage with India, how we can ensure that the most modern technologies are available in India and basically upgrade the productivity and skill levels of the entire nation, both for the domestic market and the international market, so that we can truly engage with the rest of the world on equal terms, on fair terms. As we move towards our ambition of $1 trillion digital economy, I do believe that our share in the world services market will also significantly expand. So will the world's total business, total trade on services, which is slated to going forward almost be 1/3 of global trade by 2040. And I think as the global trade moves more and more towards services, digital and data-backed innovation, which India offers, can really boost the world's engagement with digital technologies in a cost-competitive manner. And in that sense, our comparative advantage is what we want to leverage going forward. I'm delighted that you are through this. I saw the entire program. It's a very well-crafted program. A number of very important sectoral sessions talking about education services, health services, empowering our financial services sector, and also sustainability, looking at industrial waste sector. I must compliment the organizers for really crafting a very holistic, a very comprehensive vision for the services sector, while also showcasing to the world India's own abilities and the advantages that we have to offer to the world. So in some sense, I believe digital services will contribute to ease of living, will help ease of consumer engagement, consumer benefits, and will also help secure the digital infrastructure required for our international engagement. I would like to assure all the participants on this conference that our capacity and our capability in digital technologies are huge, and they will determine our ability to compete with the rest of the world, to be both on cost competitiveness and on differentiated products, better products, which will help the world expand in the services space, in the digital space. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who initiated the digital revolution in India and the expansion of exports on services, had said, and I quote, "Our aim may be as high as the endless sky, but we should have a resolve in our minds to walk ahead hand in hand, for victory will be ours." I invite the world to walk with India, to trot with India, and to run with India in our engagement on the services side, in the new digitalized world that COVID has perforce brought to fore and brought to center stage of future engagements. Let us innovate, let us upgrade and create a glorious path for India in the digital world, in the services world. My best wishes to this conclave. Thank you very much. Namaskar.